This instructional video is intended to visually introduce you to your BonFit Patterner and how it works. The examples demonstrated correspond with the first examples shown in the corresponding chapter in your BonFit instruction book. In this video, we show you all the steps required to draft the pattern. Sewing steps can be found in both the Patterner instruction book and your BonFit Fashion sewing book. Many other designs, design considerations, and techniques can be found in the clearly illustrated books that accompany the product. We will draft the pattern on pattern paper, but you may draft it directly onto fabric as your confidence increases. Welcome to the wonderful fashion-filled world of BonFit. You will soon see just how quick, easy, and fun it is to explore your own creativity to create the wardrobe of your dreams with a perfect fit using your BonFit pattern drafting system. The measurement chart in your instruction book shows you how to measure yourself correctly, which is the key to perfect fitting patterns. The Pants Patterner. Your Pants Patterner includes your basic block as well as a front with and without dart panel, a back panel, leg extensions, a pocket, and a zipper stand. We're going to show you how to make this versatile pair of pants with a drawstring waist. However, any style is possible with BonFit, as shown in your instruction and design books. To make this pair of pants, you'll need your basic pants patterner, the leg extension, your front pants with dart panel, and your back pants panel, as well as approximately 2.5 yards of woven fabric. Loosen and remove these two knobs. Remove the front no dart panel and replace it with the front with dart panel. Replace and tighten the knobs. Ensure the hip and larger panel is flush with the side seam and the crotch panel edge is flush with the inseam edge. Loosen and remove these two knobs and remove the screws. Put the screws in the top of your leg extension. Place the basic block onto the leg extensions and replace the knobs. We're now ready to begin drafting the front pants pattern. We'll draft the pattern on paper so it may be saved for future use. The design possibilities are endless with BonFit. Before setting your patterner, select the design and details you want. The design details we need to plan in this example are: length of pants, adjusted by shortening or lengthening the side seam; the width of the leg opening, adjusted wider or narrower by loosening this knob and closing or opening the leg extension; and the waistline treatment. We have chosen the drawstring waist, and we'll need a straight side seam. To set the waist measurement, in this case 30 inches, loosen these three knobs and slide the center front panel out until your waist measurement is reflected in these two windows. Then slide the side seam panel out until your waist measurement is reflected in these two windows, and tighten the knobs. By setting your waist measurement, your thigh measurement is set automatically, but it's important to check this measurement by measuring across the patterner 2 inches below the crotch line with your tape measure. If 1/2 of your thigh measurement, in this case 12¼ inches, is different to what was automatically set, then loosen these two knobs and readjust the center front and side seam panels equally by ensuring these two windows have the same numbers until your correct thigh measurement is obtained. Then tighten these two knobs. Look at the hip measurement reflected in this window and compare this with your hip measurement figured in the measurement chart, in this case 43 inches. If you need to increase your hip measurement, loosen this knob and slide the hip enlarger panel out until this measurement plus the amount reflected in your hip size window equals, in this case, 43 inches. Then tighten this knob. To set your crotch length, loosen this knob and slide the panel out until your waist size is reflected in this window and tighten the knob. We are now ready to draw our front pants patterns. Measure down 3 inches from point B and mark your patterner crotch line. Then trace from point A on the center front, up and around the waistline to the crotch line. If a waistline stance adjustment is required, in this case ½ inch positive, hold the patterner at the side seam corner and pivot the patterner up ½ inch. Redraw the waistline. Reposition the patterner and at the top of the side seam, measure your actual crotch depth, in this case 13 inches, and mark the paper. Then slide the patterner down, keeping the center front seam flush with the line already drawn, and align your crotch line at the seam with your side seam crotch depth mark. Then draw from the crotch line mark at the side seam to the knee level and from point A down to the knee level. Pivot the patterner from the knee and blend the side seam. Check the crotch seam length by measuring along the crotch seam and comparing this with your actual front crotch measurement. You can add additional length by moving this panel and outlining the center front seam again, if required. To set our front leg opening width, in this case to 7 inches, loosen this knob and open or close these panels until the desired width is obtained, and tighten the knob. Then measure from the drawn waistline at the side seam down to your desired pant length, in this case 42 inches, and mark. Slide the patterner up, aligning the leg opening with the 42-inch mark, and draw around the leg opening corners. Pivot the patterner and trace and blend to the knee line. Then blend the hem with a straight line. For the drawstring waistband, straighten the side seam to the waistline. Then measure up from the corrected waistline at the side seam and center front 1½ inches and mark. Then measure up from the mark 1½ inches again at both places and mark. Connect your marks with a straight line and close the sides. This is your waistband. Your front pattern is now complete. To do the back pants pattern, remove these 3 knobs and replace the front with dart panel with the back pants panel. Ensuring these windows have the same measurement as these windows, and tighten the knobs. Set your back crotch panel to the same measurement as was set for the front crotch. Ensure your leg opening is set 1 inch wider than the front leg opening, in this case to 8 inches. Then draw the back pattern exactly as you did the front pattern. It's important to label your pattern pieces and to mark the number of times it should be cut to avoid confusion when cutting and sewing. To join seams and finish hems, we need to add the appropriate seam allowance all around the pattern pieces, except on sides which would be placed on the fabric fold, if any. Take your tape measure and mark ½ inch away from the side seam and the waistline. Join the marks. This is your sew line. This is your seam allowance. And this is your cut line. Place notches on the pattern piece edges in areas such as the fold line, the knee line, and the hem line, in order to know where pattern pieces should be joined. Cut out your pattern pieces. Now lay out your pre-shrunk, pre-pressed woven fabric onto your table, matching salvage edges with correct sides together. The salvage indicates the direction of the fabric grain. Take your pants pattern piece and match the corner of your leg opening and fold to the waistline. This crease is your grain line. Place your pattern pieces onto your fabric, ensuring the pieces are on grain by checking that the crease is parallel to the salvage edge. Pin the pieces down. Cut out your pattern pieces. Clip the fabric where you have notch marks and remove the pins. These are your 2 pant backs. And these your 2 pant fronts. You're now ready to sew. To ensure continued success, just remember these 6 easy steps. Plan your design details. Set your waist measurement. Set and check your thigh measurement. Set your hip measurement. Set your crotch length. And draw around your patterner. It's that easy. You've seen how simple BonFit is, and we are confident that you will have years of pleasure as you explore the fun and fashion opportunities BonFit will provide.